A Home Not a Home, Toothpaste Caps and Tragedy. This is a story of survival, adaptation, and the unintended consequences of human actions. On a beach bathed in sunshine, a hermit crab scuttles along. Its tiny legs move quickly, navigating the sandy terrain with purpose. It's searching, not for food, but for a home, a place to protect its soft, vulnerable body from predators and the elements. A shell, discarded by a growing mollusk, would be perfect. These shells are nature's gift, providing shelter and safety. But there are none to be found. The beach, once abundant with these natural homes, is now barren. Instead, the crab spots something else. Among the debris, a glimmer of hope, a bright blue plastic toothpaste cap. It stands out starkly against the natural backdrop. This isn't natural, it's not right. But the crab, driven by necessity, examines it closely. For the crab, desperate for protection, it's the only option. It cautiously enters, making this foreign object its new home. This heartbreaking scene, repeated countless times across the world, is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of plastic pollution. Hermit crabs, creatures of the sea, now carry our waste on their backs. Our oceans are drowning in our waste. Every year, millions of tons of plastic enter the oceans, disrupting ecosystems and endangering marine life. Hermit crabs are not alone. They share this plight with countless other species, all struggling to survive in a world increasingly dominated by plastic. Turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, their stomachs filling with indigestible waste. This often leads to starvation and death, a tragic end for these majestic creatures. Birds feed plastic fragments to their chicks, their tiny bodies unable to cope. The consequences are dire. The chicks, unable to digest the plastic, suffer and often die. We are responsible. Our actions have consequences. It's time to act. We must reduce our plastic use, clean our beaches, and protect our oceans. The future of countless species depends on it. The executive order, a straw that broke the camel's back? This phrase has never been more apparent. In 2017, a decision sent shockwaves through the environmental community. It was a moment that many had feared, yet hoped would never come. The then U.S. President, Donald Trump, signed an executive order. This order was not just another piece of legislation, it was a significant rollback of previous environmental protections. Its aim? To roll back Obama-era regulations designed to reduce plastic pollution. These regulations had been a beacon of hope for environmentalists. One particular target drew ire plastic straws. These seemingly innocuous items had become a symbol of the larger fight against single-use plastics. Environmentalists had campaigned tirelessly to ban these single-use plastics. Their efforts were not just about straws, but about reducing the overall plastic footprint. They celebrated victories as cities and businesses pledged to ditch the straw. It was a small but significant step towards a more sustainable future. Trump's order felt like a slap in the face. It was a stark reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. Critics argued it prioritized short-term economic gains over the planet's health. They saw it as a move that would benefit industries at the expense of the environment. The backlash was swift and fierce. Social media was flooded with posts condemning the decision, and protests erupted across the country. The order reignited a debate. It wasn't just about plastic straws anymore, it was about the direction in which the country was heading. Was this a sign that environmental progress was under threat? Many feared that this was just the beginning of a larger rollback of environmental protections. Or would public pressure force a rethink? Activists hoped that the public outcry would lead to a reversal of the decision. The answer, as with so much in the fight against plastic, remained uncertain. The battle was far from over, and the future of environmental policy hung in the balance. A sea of sorrow images of plastic's deadly embrace. A picture speaks 1,000 words, and the images emerging from our oceans tell a story of devastation. A whale, its colossal body washed ashore, its stomach filled with plastic bags. A seabird, its skeletal frame entangled in discarded fishing nets. A sea turtle, its neck trapped in a plastic six-pack ring. These are not isolated incidents. They are the everyday reality of our plastic-choked oceans. Each image is a hammer blow to the conscience, a reminder of the urgent need for change. The science of suffocation, how plastic chokes our oceans. Plastic doesn't biodegrade, not in the way that natural materials do. While organic matter like leaves and food waste decompose and return to the earth, plastic persists. Instead, it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces known as microplastics. These tiny fragments are less than 5 millimeters in size. These tiny fragments infiltrate every corner of the marine environment. They are found from the surface waters to the deepest ocean trenches. Fish consume these microplastics, mistaking them for food. This ingestion can cause physical harm and even death to marine animals. These particles then accumulate up the food chain, eventually ending up on our plates. Humans who consume seafood are at risk of ingesting these microplastics. The long-term health consequences for both marine life and humans are still being uncovered, but the outlook is bleak. Scientists are concerned about the potential for toxic chemicals in plastics to cause health issues. Plastic pollution also disrupts marine ecosystems in other ways. It can entangle marine animals, leading to injury or death. It blocks sunlight, suffocates coral reefs, and leaches harmful chemicals into the water. These chemicals can be toxic to marine life and disrupt the delicate balance of ocean ecosystems. The cumulative effect is a slow and agonizing death for our oceans. The time to act is now, to reduce plastic waste and protect our marine environments for future generations. Section 5. Voices of Warning. Experts speak out on plastic's peril. We are at a tipping point, warns Dr. Sylvia Earle, renowned marine biologist. If we don't act now to curb plastic pollution, the consequences for our oceans and for humanity will be catastrophic. Dr. Earle's stark warning is echoed by scientists and conservationists worldwide. The evidence is irrefutable. Plastic pollution is one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time. We have a moral obligation to protect our oceans, says Dr. Jane Goodall, famed primatologist and environmental activist. Future generations will judge us harshly if we fail to act. Section 6. A global fight for survival, turning the tide on plastic. The fight against plastic pollution is gaining momentum. Countries around the world are implementing bans on single-use plastics. Businesses are seeking sustainable alternatives, and individuals are becoming more conscious of their plastic consumption. From beach cleanups to educational campaigns, people are taking action. The transition away from a throwaway culture is underway, but there's still a long way to go. Section 7. What you can do. Small changes, big impact. The fight against plastic pollution begins with each of us. By making small changes in our daily lives, we can make a big difference. Here are some simple steps you can take. Refuse single-use plastics. Say no to plastic straws, bags, and cutlery. Choose reusable alternatives. Carry a reusable water bottle, coffee cup, and shopping bag. Reduce your plastic footprint. Buy products with minimal packaging and avoid single-use plastics whenever possible. Support businesses that are taking action. Choose companies that prioritize sustainability and responsible waste management. Every action counts. By making conscious choices, we can reduce our plastic consumption and protect our oceans. Section 8. Beyond the individual, collective action for a plastic-free future. Individual action is crucial, but it's not enough. We need systemic change to address the root causes of plastic pollution. This requires governments, businesses, and communities to work together. We need stricter regulations on plastic production and disposal. We need investment in innovative solutions and sustainable alternatives. And we need to educate future generations about the importance of protecting our planet. The transition to a circular economy, where plastic is reused and recycled rather than discarded, is essential. By working together, we can create a world without plastic waste. Section 9. A world without waste. Envisioning a healthier planet. Imagine a world where plastic pollution is a distant memory, where pristine beaches are free from plastic debris, where marine life thrives in healthy oceans. This is the future we must strive for. It's a future where innovation and sustainability go hand in hand, where businesses prioritize environmental responsibility, and where individuals are empowered to make sustainable choices. The journey won't be easy, but the future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come depend on our actions today. Let's choose to be the generation that turn the tide on plastic pollution. Let's choose